gonna start recording the class. Now today we're gonna talk about the Siddhartha Gautama. Who knows who Siddhartha Gautama is?
He's the founder of the Buddhism.
Well, who was he? He was what? He was a what?
He was a person that dedicated his life for caring to the people and believing in one God named Buddha.
Yeah, but he was a princess. He was a prince, no princess. Esa es la mujer. He was a prince. Siddhartha Gautama. Okay, let's begin. This is Siddhartha Gautama.
Why almost all the los santos o los que fundaron una religión are like prince or something like that?
Bueno, no es una religión en realidad, es como una filosofía. El budismo es como una especie de filosofía, no es una religión. Ajá, es un estilo de vida más bien, no es una religión, ¿ya? Es un estilo de vida, ¿ya? But let's begin. So the word religion, Buddhism. Let's begin now. Siddhartha Gautama searched for the wisdom in many ways. Buscaba por la sabiduría de diferentes formas. Siddhartha Gautama searched for wisdom. In the late 500 BC, a restless, inquieto young man, dissatisfied with the teaching of Hinduism, porque comenzó a estudiar el hinduismo, pero no lo llenaba esa religión, no lo llenaba esa filosofía, began to ask his own questions about life and religious matters. In time, he found answer. The answer attracted many followers, and the young man's ideas became the foundation of a major new religion in India, the Buddhism. Now, this religious young man was Siddhartha Gautama, born around 563 BC, antes de Cristo, in northern India, near the Himalaya. Siddhartha was a prince who grew up in luxury. By the way, I have a video that talks about him, and we'll watch that video at the end of this PowerPoint slides, okay? He felt that something was missing in his life. Siddhartha looked around him and saw how hard other people had to work and how much they suffered. Había mucha pobreza, mucha gente sufriendo y se preguntaba, pero ¿por qué pasa eso? ¿Por qué? Siddhartha began to ask questions about the meaning of human life. ¿Por qué la vida es así? Before Siddhartha reached the age of 30, he left his home and family and looked for answers. Se fue de su casa, dejó a su familia, su esposa y a sus hijos y se fue a buscar por respuestas. He traveled. He had discussed with priests and people known for his wisdom. O sea que habló con muchas personas, pero nunca logró encontrar la respuesta a sus preguntas. Yet no one could give convincing answer to Siddhartha's questions. Buddha first enlightenment, la primera vez que tuvo la iluminación, Buddha. For several years, he wandered in search of answers. Siddhartha wanted to free his mind from daily concerns. For a while, he did not even wash himself. Había días que ni siquiera se bañaba, imagínense. He also started fasting. Fasting significa hacer ayuno. Él hacía ayuno. He devoted much of his time to the meditation. ¿Qué es meditar? Dice, to focus of the mind on spiritual ideas. Eso es meditation. According to the legend, Siddhartha spent 6 years wandering throughout India. Se la pasó 6 años caminando y tratando de encontrar respuestas a sus preguntas. He eventually came to a place near the town of Gaya, close to the Ganges River, cerca del río Ganges. There, he sat down under a tree. Se sentó debajo de un árbol and meditated, y meditó. Este árbol se conoce como el árbol de la sabiduría. Let's continue. So he sat down and he found out something. He realized that humans suffering comes from 3 things. El sufrimiento de la persona viene de 3 cosas. La primera, wanting what we like but do not have. Querer lo que quiere, desear algo pero que no lo tenemos. Wanting to keep what we like and already have. Querer más de lo que ya tenemos. And not wanting what we dislike but have. Y no estar conforme con lo que tenemos pero tenemos. Así que el ser humano es así por naturaleza. Uno nunca está conforme con lo que es o con lo que tiene. ¿Ya? Siddhartha spent 7 more weeks meditating under the tree, bajo de este árbol aquí. 6 semanas más, 7 semanas más. Which his followers later named the tree of wisdom. A este árbol le llamaron el árbol de la sabiduría. Siddhartha Gautama was about 35 years older when he found enlightenment. Finalmente encontró la iluminación under the tree, debajo de este árbol. Under the tree. From that point on, he would be called the Buddha. Desde aquel entonces que se le llamó, comenzó a llamar Buda. ¿Y qué significa Buda? The enlightened one, el iluminado. Buddha spent the rest of his life traveling across northern India and teaching people his ideas. Aquí está Buda, ¿ve? Ve, aquí está Buda, mírenlo. Chicos, miren, aquí está Buda, a ver si los presento. El señor Buda. Hola, hola, ¿cómo está? Usted estaba aprendiendo de mi vida. Mira cómo comí, que estoy gordo. No coma, cuidado con el coronavirus. Ok, ¿cómo se llama? Señor Siddhartha Gautama. Let's go with the video. Oh no, this is not the one. This is the video. Okay, let's continue. Oh, where was I? Where was I? Where was over here? No, cover suffering. No, 6 weeks. This week. Aquí. Now the teaching of the Buddhism. Buddha was raised Hindu. La religión esa. And many of these teachings reflect Hindu's idea. Mucho también del budismo se refleja es del hinduismo, que él comenzó el hinduismo, pero no lo llenaba. Like Hindus, he believed that people should act morally. Now, in the Buddhism, there are 4 truths, 4 verdades nobles. The 4 noble truths at the heart of the Buddha's teaching were 4 guiding principles, que son los principios, las guías principales de sus principios. This became known as the 4 noble truths, que son estos que están aquí. Dice, suffering and unhappiness are part of human life. El sufrimiento y la tristeza es parte del ser humano, chicos. No one can escape sorrow. Nadie puede escapar de ese sufrimiento, chicos. Número 2, suffering comes from our desire. El sufrimiento viene de nuestros deseos. ¿Por qué? Por los placeres y los bienes materiales. Siempre queremos lo que no tenemos y no somos conformistas. People cause their own misery because they want things they cannot have. Siempre queremos lo que no tienen. Ay, mira, ella tiene eso, yo quiero las zapatillas que él tiene. Ay, yo quiero el PC5 y mi amigo tiene el PC5 y yo tengo el PC4. Ay, siempre quiero más y más. People can overcome desires and ignorance and reach nirvana. Dice, la persona puede superar eso y llegar al nirvana. ¿Pero qué es el nirvana, chicos? Ustedes escuchamos que el nirvana. Nirvana es a state of peace, una paz perfecta. Ese es el nirvana. Reaching nirvana frees the soul from suffering and from the need for further reincarnation. Cuando tú llegas a la nirvana, tú no te necesitas reencarnar y ya puedes directamente a ese ser superior que habla el hinduismo. ¿Se acuerdan? Un ser superior. People can overcome ignorance and desire by following an 8-fold path. 4 caminos. That leads to wisdom, enlightenment, and salvation. Si siguen estos 4 caminos. Vamos a ver cuáles son esos 8. Digo 8. The 8-fold path that leads to wisdom, enlightenment, and salvation. Estos son los 8 que están aquí. Dice right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and right mind and full. Okay, let's stop. I think let's stop right here and then tomorrow. Or no, when I see you is
Friday.
On Friday, yeah. So on Friday we'll finish this chapter. But in the meantime, I wanna show you once again. Hola, I want you to see my life. Okay, you wanna see a video that talks about my life. Please don't laugh. I'm too fat. Look, I'm fat. Okay, let's watch the video, guys. Where is it? The video? Where is the video? Where's the video? Where's the video? Here is the video. Let's watch the video about Buddha's, no, this one. Live about Buddha Siddhartha Gautama, live. Let's begin.
Look at that cute little prince. It's Buddha. Though right now he's still called Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha lives in a palace in India. His parents believe that this little guy will become something extraordinary. To know this for sure, they ask an astrologer to consult the stars about the future. He will either become a very powerful ruler like his father, or he becomes a holy man and your family will lose all power in the kingdom. Oh my! Don't worry, as long as you keep him away from sickness, aging, poverty, and death, it will be all right. They decide to protect the prince from all such experiences. Siddhartha grows up, gets married, and has kids without having met ordinary people outside the palace. But one day, Siddhartha drives his cart outside the palace area. There he witnesses how ordinary people live. He sees an old man, a sick man, and a beggar monk in the street. He also drives by a dead man. What? People get sick and are poor and die? Life is just endless suffering. Siddhartha doesn't want to suffer, and he doesn't want anyone else to do so either. This must be solved. He leaves his wife and child and goes away. Siddhartha asks a lot of wise men for advice on how to live, but doesn't get any good answers. So he decides to try not eating. He will starve himself like a beggar monk, an ascetic. Look how thin he has become. This clearly doesn't work. It won't make one happier. No, Siddhartha realizes this. He gives up the idea of starving himself and sits down beneath a Bodhi tree to meditate. Here he decides to stay until he's found the solution. Nothing will make him move. An evil demon called Mara appears to tempt him. Mara offers him lots of great things, but Siddhartha just stays put. And finally, after having meditated for 49 days, Siddhartha realizes what's wrong. Humans are never satisfied. They always want more. And this wanting to have more never ends. And then the suffering never ends either. So now Siddhartha has realized how it is. He has become enlightened. And that is what the word Buddha means. Now he is no longer Siddhartha Gautama, but Buddha. Buddha wants more people to realize this. Some of his friends listen to him and start to follow him. They become his disciples. Buddha preaches to them and to other people. At this time in India, everyone is Hindu. The Hindus believe in rebirth, reincarnation. You are born, live, die, are born, live, die, and so on, in an endless cycle, samsara. Stop! I want to get off! Buddha preaches the importance of getting free from samsara. Getting reborn makes it impossible to avoid suffering. Buddha had tried both being rich and starving. These are two exaggerated ways of living, and neither are good. He believes it to be better to choose a middle way. But hey, Buddha, if you're not born again, where do you end up after death? You don't get to a place, but to a condition where you don't want anything. Nirvana. Why do you call it nirvana? Nirvana means blown out. All your desires are blown out, and you have reached a kind of peace. Buddha wanders around preaching how to reach nirvana. When Buddha dies, there have become many disciples. Now it's time for them to pass on his teachings.
Okay, let's watch another video that talks about the fourth path. Remember that I told you the fourth double truth? Well, Let's watch.
This is the Buddha. The Buddha lived in present-day Nepal. And we still remember the Buddha because he gave us his most important teachings, the Four Noble Truths. Now, if you didn't notice, the Buddha is often referred to as a great physician, a great doctor. And why is that? Well, mainly because he was one of the most brilliant people who really understood how to listen deeply to the human heart, and from there to really understand the human heart. And our hearts are often struck with arrows and pain in a world where no matter what we try, things hurt and our hearts bleed. So, as a great physician, he gave us a way to heal up and to make it so that we could pull out those arrows and possibly just feel better about life and how to live. So let's start first. Any good doctor gives a diagnosis, and his diagnosis is the reality of dissatisfaction. That's the first noble truth. You have to realize and acknowledge that dissatisfaction exists. The second part is what causes this dissatisfaction. And he realized that desires for impermanence are painful. They hurt. So that's his diagnosis. Now, the next thing he would do is give a prognosis. Is that, well, if we have desires, and those are the cause of the pain, they'll eventually end. So, if we stop our desires, or let them wear themselves out, that would stop our pain. And so, again, like any good doctor, after the prognosis, he gives the prescription, the actual medicine, which is noble truth number 4, the path to lead out of dissatisfaction. And his specific form of medicine, his formula for human happiness, is known as the Eightfold Path. And it's often represented here as a wheel, because when you think about it, a wheel rolls along through life when every single one of the spokes is equally taut and working well together. And so, if you have your right thoughts, right speech, right bodily actions, and right kind of job where you're not harming or hurting anybody else, that clears your mind and actually allows you to focus your energies so you can make a right effort. And that allows you then to concentrate. And when you can concentrate, now you have ease and right mindfulness, which eventually leads to right understanding and wisdom. So, there in a nutshell is the Four Noble Truths. And when we really focus on those, it helps our human heart. And according to the Buddha, when we have a heart that is free of anger, greed, and delusion, love spreads everywhere.
Hola! Hello! Okay, tomorrow we're going to finish about my philosophy of life. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. See you. Turn on your cameras, everybody. Cameras on. Hello, hello.
Teacher, yo no puedo prender la cámara.
Hello. You can turn it on with a match. Do you have some matches? Con fósforo puedes prenderla. Prende la computadora con fósforos. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.